where I just said that this offseason you learned to be physical. As an offensive lineman, what does that mean? Because it seems like on paper you're just physical. You're an offensive lineman. What does it mean to learn to be physical?
Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with transition and kind of growing up from high school. Like a lot of people think they know how hard they can go, or think they know how hard like that needs to be gone. But when you come up to a level like this in a place like this, like it's an exponential like gap. So to be able to understand and learn like what it takes to be kind of one of the guys around here, like the real guys around here, you really got to buckle down and learn like how to be physical, how to be mentally tough, just as well as physically tough. So I've been working on both, like that mental and physical aspect to kind of get that toughness, get that physicality. My feet in the ground was a big one too, and just work to compete for this year.
You're right in the thick of the starting battle for center. You got here, I think, just over a year ago. Are you like exceeding your own expectations for how quickly this was all going to happen?
Yeah, that's a little bit. I mean, a week from today was my first snap, so a lot of growth. Obviously, I mean that's just props to our strength and conditioning staff. Mike Soleni, like developed me the whole way. All the guys around me getting extra work in with the young guys, getting work in with Teg and I have been here a lot, and just learning and developing. Probably gone through thousands and thousands of snaps just trying to get it down. We're still working on that now. I'm trying to build a little bit more of a routine when I get down. So yeah, a lot of learning, but it's the place we're at. You gotta swim or drown. So a lot of needed learning, but it wasn't really extra work to get here. It was just kind of work that needed to be done. So it's kind of the place we're at.
It's been 9 months at center. Is it starting to slow down for you, making some of those calls and some of the responsibilities that come with that position?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like the first day, I remember my first scrimmage, I lined up and I looked across because Coach Rao was like, well, we're just going to baptize you by fire. So he's like, I'll just start today. I was all right. And I went in there. I looked across the line. I saw Mike Hall on my left and Ty Hamilton on my right. And I was like, oh. This is a little bit different. I snapped the ball straight over Kyle's head. I was like, dang. But, yeah, just, I mean, it's a lot of growth that like had to come with it, and yeah, just development overall.
When those guys are who they are, and they're maybe having a way with you in the spring, how do you stay confident through all that and go through your own process? And now maybe it's, I don't know if it's 50-50, but at least it feels like you can hold your own a little bit.
Yeah, and learning every day has really helped. I mean, I know Coach Philbin has helped me with that a lot. Learning, different techniques to work. I mean, it all kind of goes down to your own techniques, not to really play off them, because if you play off them, you're going to be a half second late. And as a center, you're already a half second late because you don't have your hand, your right hand. And so learning to kind of play within my own legs, within my own body, learning different techniques that I can really stick to and kind of develop within like my playing and how to block these guys because they're extremely high caliber has been exponential in my growth. So yeah, just kind of hammering down the fundamentals for the most part.
Making the calls you have to make at center, for pass protections and all that requires, obviously a vocal command at the line of scrimmage. How have you developed that voice? Was that a hard thing for you to assimilate to? And where do you stand now in terms of your confidence making those calls?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm super loud kind of guy all the time. I'm usually just pretty reserved. But yeah, it kind of comes with the job. It's kind of a catch-22. You kind of think, I'll get that voice when I get there, but to get there, you have to have that voice. So you got to learn that. You just kind of got to go for it. And I mean, you get to a point where, your voice gets really raspy or whatever, something like that, and try to get up there and try to put them down. But yeah, you learn it, you kind of come up to it. The guys are super nice. They'll be like, hey, man, we gotta hear the calls, and the quarterbacks will be like, hey, I need to hear you, or Coach Day will get on you. But, just learning that, learning my own voice and my own grounds has been really fun.
What a resource though Coach Philbin is, right? I mean,
oh my gosh, yeah.
Did you know much about him before he showed up? I mean, obviously a former head coach.
Yeah.
So what has he meant to you?
Coach Philbin, man, I absolutely phenomenal coach. I mean, I love working with him. He's taught me so much in the short period of time he's been here. I love kind of talking to him. He's just kind of like, he'll give you those little like tidbits and side bits. You're going through the drill, going through the play, like, hey, why don't you try to throw this in there? Like a few days ago, he goes, hey, go home and watch Muhammad Ali videos because he wanted me to learn how to punch and keep guys off me. And that's one of the big things I've been working on. So Yeah, he's super like wise in his teachings and everything like that. So I'd love to have him around and really hope he, doesn't leave too quick. I know he was here for a while, but no, he's a great addition.
The depth of his detail, is that what stands out about him? He explains something, says something, then explains it. I mean, how would you describe it?
Yeah, exactly. And I really like the way he kind of teaches, kind of like those little side bits he'll kind of tell you. And obviously, like, you can, just him talking, you can feel his, depth and wise, just because, he's won a Super Bowl ring. He's been to the top, where very, very few guys, even the great ones, have been. So, he knows what he's talking about. And it's kind of funny. You'd be like, hey, why don't you go try this? Super, off rip or something like that. You'd be like, all right. And it'll work immediately. You're like, oh, okay. Just add that one to the bag. But, yeah, super great coach, and, yeah, glad we have him.
You said he had you watching Muhammad Ali videos and learn how to punch?
Yeah.
What are you taking from a boxer?
See, that's what I said. I was like, I don't know what I'm looking. He's like, I just want to learn how he kind of, he's quick on his feet and how he, extends his extension on his punches, because as a center, you need your offhand to extend to kind of get those guys off you, especially, I didn't on the last play today. Mike grounded me a little bit. That'll be we would talk about later. I gotta get a little more extension on my punch. That's a big thing I've been working on this offseason as well. But kind of how Muhammad will be able to extend so fast and be able to get those guys off you, so I have a little bit more room to work. Has been really, really good.
You had a reputation when you got here of being a hard worker. When Luke left, did that kind of kick into a different gear because you knew this is right in front of you?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Luke leaving was a big kind of wow, this is gonna be real. This opportunity is real now. And so a lot of late night talks with God and my family. A lot of really, really hardships we've gone through. A lot of hard work we've gone through. I mean, the spring was really tough. This offseason has been really, really tough as well. Just kind of learning, battling, getting with the guys. We have such a great D line that it's we have multiple first rounders on there, so going against them every day is super awesome. I always tell them the best thing about you guys is that I don't have to play you on Saturday. So it's been such a blessing to be able to get that work in.
The offensive line did struggle in the spring. I think that's clear. How much different is it now?
I think it's exponentially different. I think our offensive line now, in terms of camp-wise, is exceeding expectations even that we would have had last year. And I think that people tend to doubt the O-line first in a lot of situations, which is normal. I understand that. However, I think the work we put in, the guys we've been able to develop in such a short period of time, I think we're going to be extremely solid.
Because there are two big questions with this team.
Yeah.
Quarterback and the offensive line.
Yeah.
When people still question 3 new starters, saw how they looked for the spring game wasn't real crisp.
Yeah.
What do you say to that?
I would say just development. I mean, we've had such a short period of time just together. Those new guys kind of filling spots. And I think that time, we just need a little bit of time. And I think that going into this offseason and what we've been able to put on the field recently, we've been more than good enough, if not great. And I wouldn't be surprised if we try to take a run at the Joe Moore.
Two more questions. Describe your game as a center, Carson. What do you do well out there, and what do you still want to work on the most?
Man, that's a really good question. Right now, I've been kind of known as a guy that's kind of bugs people. It's kind of a pest. Just try to stay on them, try to keep driving my feet. Just trying to shoot my offhand. I've been learning a lot more to play my legs. That's been really good. But I have a long, long way to go. Every really aspect of my game's got to get a little bit better. My stretching